universal truth or this objectivity, you could be justifying racially based wars, you could be justifying the exploitation of African people, and so forth and so on. And that is what has continued to happen. But it's okay because it's done under the guise of science. Now, why is that possible? It's possible because of the language of objectivity, because of the method of making objects, because of the method of splitting and then having the other as the object that you can control, and saying that the better, who was the more rational, should control the worst, which was the more emotional. It all fits, and that all fits the assili. Okay, and what Plato did was to establish the academy. If we look on page 47, which actually was a grove near Athens where he used to meet with his students, and that became the basis of an institution. And that institution was where this concept of truth would be promoted. And that is the basis of all academic institutions today. So that's the concept of truth that is being promoted within them, okay? Which prepares our minds for seeing ourselves as objects, as we accept that concept of truth, okay? That's how it works. Now, let's move as quickly as we can. I wanted you to, well, mark chapter 47. We're not going to be able to read over as much as I wanted to. Well, I'll read this. On page 47, the second paragraph, everybody with me, it begins the task. The task here is to lay the groundwork for a comprehensive analysis of European thought and behavior by examining related aspects of Platonic theory in terms of their ideological significance in subsequent European development. How did his theory fit what happened later? How did it help that? That's the argument. Then what I want you to read is the next paragraph for yourselves. Underline that. It's a very important paragraph. What we have talked about should help you get through the style. By the way, that paragraph also relates to chapter 7. Further down in the next paragraph, you will see universality emerging as a value. That relates to chapter 10. Keep relating the chapters. Turn to page 48. The top of the page, about the second sentence, and moving about the fourth, mentions the word aesthetically and the desire and so forth. That relates to chapter 3. Okay? You're going to come to, good, very good. We're going to come to a person, Frankfurt. Actually, there are two of them. And it's he and his wife. And the statements that they make are examples of how European thought works, and works to demean non-European people, but are couched in these scientific, objective terms and language and semantics and rhetoric. So they're hard to understand as European ideology. And I'm trying to get people to understand how they become part of the ideology, part of the assili, part of the quest for power. Because what he says is, you know, he's talking about how science came to be, and he says that people before the Greeks couldn't really think. That's basically what everybody is saying. Now, on what basis can they say that? They can only say that if they define thought. You see? And they define it in a way that is comfortable for them, that is self-serving for them, and that's what Plato was about, and that's what I'm arguing. Okay? But as soon as we understand that, hey, then it doesn't work anymore. Okay? And that's important. The number 2, the chart number 2 in the book, is about how we surrender our power to them by accepting these concepts. And that to deny them that power, all we have to do is say, what you're saying doesn't work for us, and it doesn't fit reality. It's incorrect, and the purpose of it is to give you power. Once we understand that, then we rob them of that power. Okay? We're going to move quickly some more. Page 49. This issue of I already raised it, of the rational order as opposed to the ma'atic order. The ma'atic order for us is where we get the standards of our behavior. You see? The standards of everything. It is the cosmic order, the social order, the personal order. So it gives us a system of